Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna do a little bit of a different video. I'm going to make a guide for a no food and no banking run of Elite Dungeon 1. Usually we're doing something a little bit tougher, but I think wanna take the time to make a guide for more of like beginners and people who maybe aren't as accustomed to what they should be doing when it comes to combat. So here's how we're gonna gear up. We're gonna overload on penance powder. Yeah, I know that I still had 4 minutes left. It's okay. I'm just gonna go for the full hour. Gonna overload on spirit weed incense sticks, which I already was. So I'm just gonna take it up to the full hour. Same with quorum incense sticks. Poison plays a huge role at 81. So of course you also want weapon poison plus flask. For this, we're not going to use a power burst of vitality. I did just get a fresh Ripper Demon. He still has 295 scrolls left, so that's fine. Of course, I'm going with an Elder Overload Salve. And let's check out our loadout. Yeah, so you want Cinderbanes. The rest, I'm just going to do Power Gear with, of course, the usual perks here. And a Visage of the First Necromancer if you have one. If not, just top is fine. Or rather, the hat slot. Of course, Zemaragel's Nexus, since we're trying not to use any food, so we're going to need to get some healing from the Ghost. Reaver's Ring, going with the Grimoire. What I will also do is I'm going to take my regular first Necromancer gloves with me in the inventory, since not everything is poisonable. And just so we don't accidentally eat some food, I'm going to leave all the Super Cerebrus in the bank. I might... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fill my entire inventory full of spiritual prayer potions. Those will help my Ripper attack and deal more damage. Also ensuring that I don't accidentally sip some food. Let's see, do I have any adrenaline pots? Yeah, I'm gonna take one adrenaline, super adrenaline potion with 4 doses just to have that. 6 dose Elder Overload Salve should be quite enough. And as before, let's also go over my perks, relic powers I mean. So this is what I'm going with: Death Ward, Conservation of Energy, Free of the Smalls. So no persistent rage for this. I think that shouldn't really be much of a problem. I will of course use the campfire boost. Make sure you also have the Nexus full of Necro runes so you can be casting Darkness, invoking Death Mark, stuff like that. Let's tune this portal to Temple of Amanishi, which is ED1, and let's go ahead and channel our adrenaline. So we go ahead and start with 100%. Now, a big part of this as well, to make the timing work, I suppose, is pathing. So follow the path that I'm going to do, and also we're going to try and not use vengeance or rather vampirism as a crutch. We're gonna go ahead and go with penance, which shouldn't really be necessary since you already have a penance powder. You have your Elder Overload Salve, but let's go ahead and do that. Right off the bat, I'm gonna use the weapon poison, and let's go ahead and get started. And we're gonna do, of course, normal mode here. So go ahead, overload, summon up your conjures, and right off the bat, just go ahead and split soul. You're gonna want to get to around here, dive, skulls, and you're just taking these 4 guys out, not worrying about anybody else. And that's how you get past the first barrier. Go ahead and surge, double surge, invoke Deathmark. Should be able to dive and threads, volley, build back up, and threads again. Ooh, I was slow on the threads there. It's not a problem. Throw a bloat on one of these guys, and it should take care of itself. And there we go. Gonna go ahead, Deathmark and bloat. Do a little bit of damage there with my conjures, and on to the next one. You can keep Deathmarking if you want. You can also anticipate and freedom here since these guys will stun you. I'm just gonna go ahead and anticipate. Not gonna waste runes on another Deathmark. We're also still waiting for threads to come off cooldown, which they now are. I'm gonna run through the door, resummon up my conjures. Going to invoke Deathmark, threads, volley, that kills him, and grab more souls. Anticipate here. As long as you stick to one side or the other, you won't aggro all 6 guys. Of course, if you want to see what I did there, you can go ahead and rewind, slow it down for yourself. But basically, after I invoke Deathmark, I use threads, then instantly surge, use volley, surge again because the barrier will be down, and use soul sap. Here we're just going to run past these guys. We're not really going to fight them. Gonna invoke Deathmark, Soul Strike to spread that Deathmark to all 3 of them because they're in range there. Then Bloat, they're all afflicted, and we can just go ahead clear these guys out before too many of the R-hats attack us. I'm gonna switch to range, invoke Deathmark, and Skull. Volley. If you have a rotation you're comfortable with, go ahead and do that. This isn't really all that important. Just make sure you're switching to protect from melee for that hit, and then going back to protect from range. You will be taking some magic damage from the R-hats. Here, of course, you want to dodge these guys. I'm gonna Adren pot there. Hopefully get 4 skulls off, and make sure you're using your spiritual prayer potions. You can go use some defensives as well. Ooh, missed a dodge there. That's okay. That's melee, back to range. After the smoke hits, I move over here, so I'm out of range of the water. And you can move back here. You can even dive over here if you want. But we're almost done, so we will be fine before he does that again. You can protect magic or go back to soul splitting here. And we're moving right on. Here I definitely switch to soul split. If you don't have any souls, you can of course attack a guy here, but we're just gonna run past Deathmark. You can soul strike. Ooh, struck the wrong guy. That's alright. So that slows us down a bit, but make sure you're throwing bloats. These guys are so close that the bloats will in fact spread, and you just need to kill the 2 cloaked zealots. You can keep going. And I know I did just say zealots instead of zealots. Whatever. Threads. Hit them. Surge. Sap. Bloat. And you should be good here in a second. Sometimes you can time this properly and you're hitting those guys when they're still over here, so nothing, your entire threads rotation hits everyone and you're through a lot faster. That's alright though. Here you can just relax, turn off prayers if you want. Not necessary though. You're still gonna stay in combat. I'm gonna Deathmark, and I'm going to Finger of Death here. Usually that's enough. It's alright. As soon as you kill that cloaked zealot, you can keep going. Here, same as before, I'm going to Deathmark, get over here, dive, then I am going to Soul Strike the middle one, and Bloat. Now all of them are Deathmarked, and all of them are bloated. You just gotta kill those 3 cloaked zealots, and the wall goes down. Or rather, the barrier. Here I'm gonna Death Mark. I'm going to Thread, then Surge, Volley, and whoever is left, I'm gonna use Soul Sap on to get a couple souls back here. And I'm gonna go ahead and resummon my Conjures. And this is pretty chill, actually. Going to Bloat. Just focus on the two elite Sakadagami. No need to kill the other guys, although they will follow you using the method I'm doing here. Ooh, is it gonna hit before? Yeah, we hit him. Re-up on your overload, stay on to the right side, and then surge from here again. You're gonna aggro all these guys, which is fine. Go ahead and Death Mark and Skulls. Death Mark again. Hit him with a Soul Sap. Bloat. And this should be pretty easy. You have to make sure you kill most of these guys. These two guys followed us from all the way at the top of the staircase, so those guys actually don't matter for breaking down this next barrier. There we go. We're actually going to wait a second, so I'm going to keep building up on them. You want these three guys not to be near you or close enough to aggro you. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to dive over there, or not at all. I'm going to Death Mark, Threads, volley these guys, and I'm going to regain my Threads with the Soul Sap there, resummon Conjures, and we're moving. Ooh, I really failed that horribly, but that's okay. You're going to protect melee, use your Excalibur, you're going to build up on this guy. Oh, look at that, already got half our HP back. You're going to Devotion that, and keep protecting melee. You're just going to let him have at you. You want to throw out another defensive, that's fine. Really not a big deal. I'm going to go Living Death, Zip Adren Pot, and into another Skulls. You want to protect magic on this stuff because that hits you harder than he does. And around 270k is when he will jump up. There you go. I did just waste those skulls, but it's fine. I'm gonna build up before that comes out. Then I'm just protecting magic all the way. If you're worried about damage, be within one tile of the thrashing water. That way you are building resistance to it every time you kill it. Otherwise you're just killing it, but your defense is not any better against the damage. Resummon. If you click the thrashing water before you get there, your conjures have a chance of attacking it before you actually get there, which is nice. I'm going to bloat this one, and I'm not too worried about damage. So I am going to start staying a little bit further back. I'm going to bloat some of them so they can start going down while I'm attacking the next one. That way we're not losing time and letting 100 of them spawn in. Oh, bad surge, bad surge. That's okay, we can get right back to it. See, I'm just gonna bloat that one, go down here. Actually gonna bloat that one as well, I think. Yep, that was an unnecessary bloat because of how fast we took it down, so I'm gonna bloat that one while I stand near this one and bring it down. Oh, there's one more up here. And he's back on us. So I am going to protect magic the rest of the way. Maybe split soul here and there. Every time he jumps up, he does deal magic damage, which is a much higher hit than anything you take melee wise from him the rest of the way. I'm gonna go into a living death here, not using another sip of Adren Pot though. Just going to build up naturally. My T70 spec, and I'm gonna just want to build up since going forward we're going to really need to have adrenaline pretty readily available. We're going to protect magic, and I'm actually going to reflect. Just take these two out, put a bloat on that one, and then take that one out, just so you're not in their range. Here I'm going to devotion, threads, and simply bloat the middle one there. Sap, let the bloat take those out, and we're going to take these guys out now. Obviously that barrier is already open, so you don't even need to. In this case, I will, just because I chose to do that. So I'm not taking any damage while I'm waiting over here. Alright, conjures are gone. You can safely step in just a little bit. Gonna go Vengeance, Disruption Shield. I am going to life transfer here, since the less HP I have, the more damage I'm actually dealing. Then I'm going to command the Vengeful Ghost. I'm gonna Split Soul, and we're off. Got your Vengeance back as well. Go ahead and Resonance that. Overload. It's running out. This is where you want to change to your first Necromancer gloves. Keep pumping that Spiritual Prayer Potion into your Ripper Demon. Dodge those hands. And look at that, we're right there. Jump onto his back. Let's see if we can one cycle this, which shouldn't be too difficult. Deathmark and Living Death. Zippadren Pot. Skulls. This way you're also going to have skulls for that third one. Summon up those conjures. Go ahead, T70 spec. And we got plenty of time now to build up for this last one. So we're probably not going to beat it before the healing comes in right there. The healing hand of Zautok. So all we're going to do is just build up for this. We're going to split soul here. Throw a bloat. Get one more soul. And we can go ahead and skull. Volley. T90. T70. And you're done. See if we got anything good. 10 ancient scales, not too bad. Didn't take us too long though to get the entire elite dungeon finished. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope that helped some of you guys. If you have any questions, of course, leave a comment. And as always, likes and subscribes are much appreciated. See you at the next one, guys.